Hello everybody, welcome back once again to the Triangle Strategy walkthrough. Still playing, second pass, New Game Plus. And we just did the battle with Avlora in the courtyard there. So let's get this thing loaded and continue on.
Overwhelmed by the forces of House Wolffort, Esfrost's troops are scattered and driven from the Crown City. Glenbrook, at last, is free. Several days after this fateful battle, Queen Cordelia announces her intent to abdicate the throne and make way for another. Roland Glenbrook, his face no longer hidden from the world, will take his rightful place at the seat of power. With the prince's friends having only just finished grieving his death, and his enemies having only just finished toasting to it, this news shocks the foundations not only of Glenbrook, but of Nozelia itself. Prince Roland has proven his pedigree by storming the walls of Whiteholm and routing his enemies, delivering his sister to safety in the process. The prince becomes king, and condemns the schemes of Gustadolf, making known Esfrost's plot to usurp the throne. However, the people's reaction to this news is not quite a chorus of approval. It is plain that the ravages of war and the shame of subjugation have left an indelible mark on the once prosperous nation. Although the battle for Glenbrook is behind them, Serenoa and the rest of the city's liberators must make ready for a struggle of an entirely different sort.
Congratulations on returning to your rightful throne, King Roland.
Ah, you returned. My friend, a word.
Yes.
I am honored to have had you by my side on this journey. To be able to call you friend.
As am I, Roland.
Your Majesty, representatives from Hyzant have arrived.
We shan't make undue demands of your time, King Roland. We've simply come to say farewell.
Without your aid, my people would still be under Esfrost's iron rule. Glenbrook owes you a debt of gratitude.
Consider the debt paid. The knowledge we gleaned of Aelfric's capabilities was more than worth our troubles.
Indeed, it surpassed my every expectation. The Holy One is sure to be pleased with the results.
Your Majesty, can we trust you to lift the embargo and keep Esfrost subdued?
Of course. Lord Wolffort has promised his full cooperation in that regard.
Your Majesty, lest you misunderstand your friend's position, allow me to make one matter abundantly clear. Minister Serenoa is of the Saintly Seven. He is not to serve at your whims, but by the grace of the Hierophant.
I understand, but he is also a Lord of Glenbrook. More importantly, he is my friend. As such, I would ask for his assistance in the days ahead, as I have in days past.
Your Majesty, it is plain that the friendship between you two runs deep. However, the rules of politics are old and immutable.
And what does the Lord himself think of his new position?
Of course, I am grateful for the honor Hyzant has bestowed upon me. I will do all in my power to serve both the Hierophant and King Roland with all faithfulness.
In other words, the Hierophant does not have your full loyalty.
Well,
Glenbrook and Hyzant are to be two nations united in purpose. Surely it is reasonable that Lord Serenoa acts in service to both? Perhaps King Roland and the Hierophant should discuss my lord's role together.
You are right, of course. It is not our place to assume the goddess's intent.
Very well. I hope to meet with the Holy One as soon as my duties allow. I expect busy days ahead for you, Serenoa. Be prepared.
Certainly, Your Majesty.
Milo shall stay in Glenbrook for the time being. If there is aught she can assist you with, consider her at your complete disposal. Remember, Milo, that you are the symbol of friendship between our two nations.
But of course. I live to serve, Minister.
And with that, we shall take our leave.
May we meet again soon.
They leave us with a spy. It seems we still haven't won their trust entirely.
Whatever secrets they uncover will only attest to our commitment to the friendship between us.
Still, their actions speak volumes. Their aid has not come without expectation of just recompense. Already, they seek to make Lord Serenoa their puppet.
But we need Hyzant's aid to crush Esfrost.
By the same token, we cannot resist Hyzant without Esfrost's might. And once Esfrost is laid low, Glenbrook will have served its purpose. What then would stop Hyzant from tightening their grip?
Just as they did with the Rosal. The injustice I saw at the source is not something I'll soon forget. If you require proof of Hyzant's true nature, you need only remember.
I know. I know. This country is my home. Built by my father and the kings before him. Safeguarded by my sister and generations of my forebears. I will rebuild it. Restore its glory and its pride. We will not be treated as dogs at the end of a leash.
For now, we must look within. Only after that work is done should we look without.
Oh, it's you.
May we speak for a moment?
Of course, brother. My apologies. I'm so happy you're alive. It's just... I believed you dead for so long.
I understand. But hiding from the world was the only way.
You needn't explain. I don't blame you in the least.
Thank you. About General Avlora.
Avlora... She was
a servant of Esfrost. Our enemy.
I know.
Then you know there was no room for mercy. Not if we wanted to win back Glenbrook. Not if I wanted to rescue you from Esfrost's clutches. However, I thought you deserved to know. She did have parting words. She asked me to protect you in her stead. It seems she cared for you, in her own way.
She did. She was harsh, but always kind.
Our scouts are yet searching for her, but her wounds were grave. I fear when we find her, she will... Cordelia, what's wrong?
I'm fine. I simply need to rest.
fine? I think not. I'll call a healer.
No. This whole time, I've refused to show even a moment of weakness. It seems my efforts have taken a toll.
You did well, sister. Now you may relinquish your burdens. I'm here, and I won't leave you again. But please, visit the infirmary. Some bed rest will surely set both of our minds at ease.
Thank you. I'm glad to see your trials haven't stripped you of your kindness. Welcome home, brother.
So, the Crown City has fallen. I see. And what of General Avlora?
She fell into the Norzelia River and has not been seen since.
And my siblings, Thalos and Erica?
They died, fighting bravely in battle. My condolences, Your Grace.
I understand. I have fewer pieces on the board than ever now.
Pieces? Really is true what they say about him?
It seems I was wrong to think that Hyzant would remain idle. Or was my more grievous error to be taken in by the Prince's false death? Regardless, I was a fool to show House Wolford any mercy.
Your Grace, reports from the battlefield tell of an unknown weapon being brought to bear against our forces.
Oh? Continue.
They say it sank one of our ships in a blast of purple.
Our iron, our pride, torn apart like sheets of parchment before a storm. It appears the weapon Avlora indicated in her report has been completed sooner than we anticipated. We mustn't allow Hyzant to think they've won the upper hand. I intend to answer their weapon with one of my own.
After retaking Whiteholm Castle, Roland assumes the throne. Joy over the return of the line of Glenbrook sweeps the kingdom. Yet not everyone is quick to welcome Roland back with open arms. Life under Esfrosti rule treated them well, and they suspect him to be naught but a figurehead of a puppet regime. Roland's absence, it seems, made room for discord among his subjects to flourish.
So that is what happened in my absence.
Yes. Gustadolf was a clever ruler. After the invasion, Patriot and his royalists cozied up to Espros in order to protect themselves. Gustadolf used them to his every advantage. He stripped them of their privileges and left them nothing but their governing responsibilities. I don't think Patriot much cared for that, but it did ensure everything continued smoothly, without interrupting the people's lives.
Now I understand why there was little unrest after the occupation began.
A clean, effective takeover by a well-seasoned commander.
But all the while, he was preparing to face the next conflict.
Wait, does he intend to march on Hyzant next?
I believe so. I wish I could be more specific. But the Goddess's shield cannot protect the Holy State's capital from Esfrost. Not anymore. He said it will all be over once the Death Snell is ready.
What is this Death Snell?
A new weapon born from the coupling of his frosty ironworking and explosive projectiles. Thalos claimed it is powerful enough to break through the Goddess's shield.
To think Esfrost is capable of creating such a monstrosity.
Ah, so much for their reign of peace. Taking over Glenbrook was only the first move in a bigger gambit to seize the source.
I am disturbed to learn of Gustadolf's plan. But rebuilding our capital must take priority.
Very well. We should investigate the extent of the damage and discuss how best to proceed from there. House Wolffort will lend whatever aid you need.
Thank you, Serenoa. But since you are one of their Saintly Seven now, I'd ask you to keep an eye on Hyzant as well.
Cordelia? Apologies. A brief spell of dizziness.
I have been looking everywhere for you, Your Highness.
Patriat.
I do not recall giving you leave of the infirmary. Your injuries are still healing. Would you undo all the trouble I went through to get you the best of care? Pray, return to the infirmary at once.
It wouldn't do to push yourself, Cordelia. Rest now. Leave everything to me.
All right.
We got a pretty good understanding of the damage in the capital, my lord. It's a tad more than we were expecting.
I see. Then we must make haste with repairs. Let's report this to Hyzant and see what aid they can give us. Was there anything of note besides damage?
There ain't an easy way of putting this, but not everyone's exactly pleased to hear Prince Roland's returned. Esfrost exempted Glenbrook's subjects from the salt tax. Likely a bid to get in everyone's good graces. And a damn good one at that. But more than that, the so-called freedom Gustadolf brought to the kingdom seems to have made a splash. He threw out the old ways and made it so anyone could better their lot in life depending on their ability, instead of their birthright.
Just as in Esfrost.
Then the people must have looked quite favorably upon Gustadolf's rule.
I wager folks ain't too pleased to see us, since they figure it means things will go back to how they used to be.
Roland surmised as much. We must do something to show the people his is a return worth celebrating.
Anna, have you looked into the state of affairs in the castle?
Yes. The head of the Royalists, Minister Patriat, is extending his influence. He made quite the name for himself, even under Gustadolf. Though he seems eager enough to support King Roland, he was just as eager to serve the Archduke. I do not believe we can trust him.
Distinguished members of House Wolffort, how hard you are all working to rebuild our capital. What a delightful thing to see.
Minister, you do us a great honor visiting us out of all the many other responsibilities that must vie for your attention.
Oh, come now, do not think yourself so insignificant. The entire kingdom owes you its thanks, myself included, of course. We are so grateful for House Wolffort's aid, even though you now serve a different master.
We are only doing what any of King Roland's loyal vassals would.
Speaking of the king, I'm afraid we've a bit of a problem. His Majesty seems to be entertaining thoughts of retaliating against Esfrost. But the people have had their fill of war, and I'm sure you're already aware the people look upon the royal line with disfavor. I only beg you take every care going forward.
A warning.
Even so, there is naught we can do but focus on rebuilding.
Indeed. Let us return to the king and apprise him of our progress.
I would walk the city with Sheila a bit longer and speak with the people.
As you wish. But this is not the capital you knew. Be careful, my love.
Okay, so, you know what? I think I'm gonna sneak these 3 character stories in the end of this video. I was a little surprised these finally popped up. So I don't know if that's just the thing, like chapter 15 hits and then boom, you know, the character stories open up again. But let's go for let's take care of Quahog's first. So Anna searches for the letter left by Quahog's mother.
Quahog?
Anna, I had a vision. I saw that you were investigating my past.
Nothing gets by you, it seems. I've been looking into the man your mother spoke to. I thought it would give us a clue to her identity.
Did you find anything?
I wished to ask him about the exchange myself, but it appears he went into hiding right after that. I did find a letter addressed to you in an abandoned house. I think your mother gave it to him.
My dearest Quahog, I would love nothing more than to see you again before this letter comes into your hands. No doubt this has been a difficult time for you, and I apologize for not explaining myself before I left. I did this to protect you from Idor. I could not bear to see him use you in his foul schemes. My beloved son, how I wish to see you again. But I cannot. Not yet. I swear I will return for you someday. Promise me that you will be a good boy until then.
I don't quite understand, but it sounds like she misses me.
Indeed it does.
Then that means she didn't abandon me out of hate. I was so scared. I thought she'd never come and I'd be alone forever.
You have nothing to be afraid of, Quahog.
Anna, I hope I can see my mother again someday.
And you will.
Really?
Once this war is over, your mother will have heard of your deeds and will come for you. You can ask her all about the circumstances then. You can tell her how upset you were. Have hope, Quahog. Believe in your heart that day will come.
I will. And when I finally see Mother, I'm going to hug her just like this, and never ever let go.
Alright. Achievement unlocked. Dreaming of Mother. So that must be it. That must be it for Quahog. Alright, next up here is Decimal. So Decimal wishes to do what he can to serve his master, Anna.
Paperwork will be the death of me.
Might I be of some service to you, Anna?
No, thank you. I am fine for the moment.
Whatever you require, you need only ask Anna, Master.
Decimal?
I am sorry. I do not seem capable of calling you elsewise. Indeed, the only thing I am capable of is failure.
Don't speak of yourself like that. You are trying.
I bear dire news. The Vanguard is burning through supplies like wildfire. They won't last us much longer.
What? This risks leaving them stranded on the front lines. I must send a report to Benedict at once.
There is no cause for concern.
Isn't there?
You see, I made some calculations when I was assisting Master Eridor the other day, and I discovered then that the supplies were running dangerously low. So I suggested Master Eridor make arrangements for an emergency shipment.
And he did not think to inform me of this? Wait. You acted of your own volition? With no orders from anyone?
I only wanted to be of some use. I made the calculations before I realized what had come over me. I apologize for acting so impetuously.
No. You did well.
I... did?
It seems I misjudged your worth. That merchant did us a great favor. I will ask Lord Serenoa to find other tasks that might put your skills to use.
My thanks, Master. I mean...
Call me whatever you wish. I will take it as a mark of our fellowship. And I am glad to count you among my fellows, Decimal.
You honor me, Master. Thank you. Thank you.
Alright, the Automaton's Master. Alright, so Decimal must be done then. Giovanna's up next. So Giovanna and Hewitt scout the land on a rainy night.
Wow, it's really coming down today. And we've been trekking through these mountains for hours now. My legs are killing me. I don't know how you do it, Hewitt.
Such complex terrain cannot be scouted from the sky alone. Not to mention our view from above would be obscured by the rain. So going on foot is our best option.
I understand. Being part of House Wolfort's army and out here with you, it's given me a renewed appreciation of the land. Cannot thank you enough, Hewitt.
It is Lord Serenoa who you should thank. And you can show your gratitude by helping me complete our mission as quickly as possible. The rain has washed away our foothold on these slopes, so we're behind schedule.
Please, wait, Hewitt. The clouds tell me the rain is unlikely to let up anytime soon, and there is a high chance of mudslides on the slopes ahead. So perhaps we should make our camp here for the day.
It sounds to me like you just want to take a break.
Not so. Given the groundwater and these conditions, the terrain is prone to collapse. Hewitt! This is my life's work. You must believe me.
Very well. If you insist, we can wait out the rain here for the day.
Thank you.
What a beautiful day.
Now, back to scouting.
You there! The road ahead's collapsed. You'll have to go around. It's awful up there. Some were even injured in the fall. They turned me away just now.
If we had continued yesterday, we could have died. Thank you, Giovanna. Your research saved my life.
I'm happy that analyzing all those stones wasn't for nothing.
So you know a lot about stones, do you? Why don't you take this? I found this strange little one over by the landslide.
This looks just like the stone you had when you collapsed.
It's the fossil of a snail, one that lives only in Hyzant, around the source.
But this came from inside the mountain.
It did indeed. It might sound preposterous, but I have a theory that a great sea of salt once covered all of Norzelia.
The entire realm?
As I said before, the mountains, rivers, and forests change over time, just like any living thing. Long, long ago, a giant sea of salt could have easily covered this place.
Given the state of the land today, that's difficult to believe. Do you think you could find records of it in the archives?
Perhaps. But this is something I wish to see with my own eyes. After all this scouting, I've realized that I need to explore the land myself if I'm to learn more about it. So I'm going to journey to every corner of Norzelia and uncover all its secrets.
Every corner of Norzelia? That's quite an undertaking.
When the war is over, might you take me there atop Flugi?
I suppose I do owe you my life. When the war is over, let's do just that.
Thank you, Huette. I could not be happier to call you friend.
Alright, and there it is, every corner of Norzelia. That is the final character story that I've got. I suspect there's going to be more, because we have actually quite a few characters that I have not obtained yet, but that will be for the following playthroughs. But that's going to be it for this one, as always. Hope the guide was helpful, and thank you for watching.